Today, if you go to Ford or you go to a manufacturing company, you ask Ford as to how they build a Taurus, they would tell you how many nuts, how many bolts go in a Taurus, how much is done by robot, how much is done by humans, and so on. So the whole workflow is very well defined. But you go to a hospital and you ask them, let's say even Mass General, and you ask them how many people will show up in an emergency room next week. And they would say 192 showed up last week, 294 showed up the week before. They will add up, take an average, and they will give you an answer. But suppose it's going to snow next week, then more people will show up with broken bones, with potentially back injuries, potentially even with angina or heart problems and so on. So in services industry, in fact, the workflows are typically amorphous and they are more in the realm of art rather than science. So and services, of course, industries are healthcare, retail, utilities, telecom, banking, etc. Some of the workflow examples would be, suppose I am running an IT help desk or I'm an IT department, which consists, of course, hardware, software, various routers, switches, equipment, lease lines, and all the stuff. Where will things break down? What is the likelihood of let's say, an head of the IT department for Citibank? Which are the ATM machines which are going to go down because the lease lines are going down or something like that, right? Another example is, I think people earlier were discussing call centers and collaboration networks. So the other interesting example is, similarly, I call Comcast. Because I'm calling from my phone, the person already knows my name. Because of that, the question then comes, shouldn't the person, the call center representative, have decision support system there, knows where I'm living, maybe I'm living in a decent localities, then there is a chances of upsell or cross-sell, and can then tell me, hey, your box is already more than 3 years old, can we change your box? Because if it's 7 years old box, they're themselves handling old version of it. So things like that, which are related to decision support, whether it is taking medications after a person has left the hospital or providing decision support, those are some of the work examples.